following program does not reflect the views and opinions of Channel 33, its management, or sponsors. You're watching Power Talk on your community TV station, UHF TV 33, Detroit, Highland Park.
Welcome to Metro Foodland, where you will always find courteous service. Our hardworking staff always gives their all to maintain our dairy fresh and wholesome products, cold cuts, premium meats, and of course, we have some of the freshest produce around. Check out our deli and bistro. We also carry specialty items such as Tanisha Noni, Water Station alkaline water, and much, much more. If we don't have it, just ask, and we'll do our best to get it. Remember to ask how to join our Healthy Rewards Club. Seniors and ladies, always ask for an escort to your vehicle. We'll see you soon at Detroit's own community grocer, Metro Foodland, located at 18551 Grand River. That's 18551 Grand River, near Finkel and the Southfield Freeway. Remember, that's Metro Foodland.
Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on TV 33. Join me, Barry Ross, on Mixing It Up. We'll feature informative community organizations that will offer solutions to Wayne County residents in reference to employment, safety, and security within neighborhoods, job training, education, and mentoring programs. Remember, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Join me, Barry Ross, Mixing It Up on TV 33. Good evening, everyone. My name is Barry Ross. I'd like to welcome you to Mixing It Up. We broadcast live on TV 33, WHPR, Comcast 20. We're also on the World Wide Web at TV33WHPR.com. Our numbers are always scrolling across the screen, but we want you to know you're welcome. I invite you to call. Please, they're all 313-868 prefix numbers, 0351-4336 and 0352. All of my shows are always within 4 days available on my YouTube at ROSSBD51. You can also catch me on my Facebook page for this show, Mixin, MIX''N, it up. Now you go in and you hit like. Hit the word like, and then it's going to, and then you're going to take the mouse and you're going to put the cursor on videos, and you can watch every show I've ever done. And on the YouTube, you can see everything I've ever done on the streets, in the community, and on my show. And I encourage you to check out these shows because I've had some amazing, awesome guests. Tonight, I have, unfortunately, another family has lost a loved one. I have Norma and Vivian Anderson. Norma is the mother, and Vivian is the sister of Eric Anderson. He was killed December 5th, the 19,000 block. This is on the west side of Salem in the 8 Mile Telegraph area near Pembroke. He was 47 years old, and he was murdered on his own porch. I believe when his mom went to the store and came back. I think that's what happened. We're going to find out. So we want to help this mother and the daughter find out who did this to their to their son and the brother. My next guest is Kelly Brown. I got to tell you, every month, Pastor Ovella Andreas, Thou Shalt Not Kill campaign has a different event in another church, and I heard this young lady speaking last Tuesday to the youth and waking them up. And I was so impressed. I said, I got to get her to my show because you're going to need to hear her. Young people, you need to hear what the deal is. You need somebody in your face like you that knows, that's come from where you have been and what you're going through, that understands you and is going to tell you about the culture that we're living in and how we're falling prey to it. In materialism, how we look, how we think. We're falling for this. So Kelly Joy Brown is going to be with us later on. And next I have an amazing woman who I met over the weekend. Her name is Pat Pearson. Now she has an announcement to you that's going to blow you away. If you're about to lose your home in Detroit for foreclosure, back taxes, there is a new program that has just released tens of millions of dollars to residents in the city of Detroit who are about to lose their home, and how you can save your home. Listen to this. Up to $30,000 either in debt, I'm going to have to check that up, but back taxes for sure. This program just started yesterday, and I have to have you hear about this tonight. So we're going to have her on, Pat Pearson. We're expecting Shay Moten. Now, she has composed a coloring book for African-American children. And I'm not sure if she's going to make it here tonight, but we're going to find out. Now, I have a very dear friend of mine who's literally dying. I have to tell you this. She's been on a liver transplant. Her name is Leanne Katzman. She's been on a liver transplant list at Henry Ford Hospital for the past 2 years. She may die waiting. Her condition has been deteriorating fast, and she bravely hangs on. There's an alternative solution. This is something brand new. A partial liver transplant. Briefly, the donor gives a piece of their liver, and it's transplanted into the donor. Incredibly, the donor's liver regenerates itself to its full size in a relatively short period of time. The risks are minimal to the person that's giving a piece of their liver. Her friends and family who were ineligible for one reason or another because of blood type, blood tissue, age, or liver size, were all ineligible. The donors need to be between the ages of 18 and 50. Now listen to this. This just isn't an ordinary woman here. Leanne has spent her life in the service of others as a social worker, working with persons with various addictions, as well as people with HIV. We want to save her, don't we? We need to save the good ones. She's loved and respected by many that know her. I must realize this is a deeply personal decision. This is Leanne's. She knows this is deeply impersonal, and it's a decision. It must be taken seriously if you want to become a donor. Now, here's what you do. If you are considering saving her life by this procedure, you are to call. This lady's name is Nemme, N-E-M-M-E, Beltran, B-E-L-T-R-A-N, for the partial liver donor program at Henry Ford. Now, here's her number, and I'm going to continue to announce this. It's in Detroit, so you know the area code. It's 916-1826. There's a link for Henry Ford Hospital partial donor program. You can look this up online. Most importantly, there's very few risks, and they'll be able to explain these upon contacting this woman at the hospital. I thank you profusely for the life of my friend Leanne. I've known her for close to 20 years. This is a new procedure. It is something that needs to be thought out carefully. Again, the contact number at Henry Ford, 916-1826. Please save Leanne's life. I hear that the procedure doesn't have a lot of downtime. There's not a lot of risk. If you can match the blood type, the tissue type, they'll tell you the whole procedure and the recovery time, which I hear is short. So please call 916-1826. Please save Leanne's life. We have a call. I'm going to take it to get to my first guest. Good evening. You're on the air. Hello?
I want to know about this mortgage.
Yes. Could you do me a favor?
Yes. What?
Can you call back after 10 o'clock? I have the woman coming on that's going to talk all about it.
Okay.
If you stay tuned, because it's just coming to me over the weekend. If you call back around 10:05, she will be on.
Okay.
Are you watching? Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I want to introduce the Anderson family. And thank Norma.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
All right, this is Norma Anderson, and this is your baby girl. Look at this beautiful daughter. Vivian, how are you?
I'm good.
Thank you both for coming. Remember, we want everyone to totally understand you, Norma. Thank you for coming out. Now, you lost your son.
Yes, I did.
Can we tell everybody what happened
I
to the best
left.
of your ability?
I left to go to the store, and when I came back, no, I left to go to the store. My neighbor called me and told me to get home as quick as you can. Something is wrong with Eric. And I asked him, why are you screaming so? And he said, Ma, get home, get home. So I didn't even stop. I was running red lights, everything, trying to get home. So when I got home, he was laying on the ground by the porch, holding his head, and blood was running through his fingers. And when I got out the car, they tried to stop me, but I didn't let them. When I got up there, my baby was dead, and I was rubbing and telling him, come back, come back. But he was already dead when I got home. So I don't know who shot him. They shot him 3 times, once in the head, and I don't know where else.
If we can sort of go back, first of all, you have our deepest sympathy at the station in mind, and this is heartfelt for the loss of your son, but let's just say that he was killed on December 5th, correct?
Correct.
He was killed, what time of day was this?
About 3 o'clock in the evening.
3 o'clock in the evening, and he was on the front porch in the 19,000 block of Salem, so, right, isn't that correct?
That's right.
Okay. I want to continue to talk about the facts in the case to the best of your ability, but tell us about your son. What was he like as a child and growing up, and did he have children?
Yeah, he had one son, and he was a lot of fun to be around. He liked to play dominoes, pools, dots, horseshoes. We all kid around. We had family gatherings, and we just played around. We just loved to be together.
He looks like a jovial, happy guy.
And he was a joyful guy. If you had got to know him, you would be surprised. He's very, very outgoing. He don't meet no strangers. He really don't. He didn't. It was just like if you walk up and you looked okay, he'll talk to you. But if he don't know you, you're not getting close to him. That's the kind of guy he was. That's my baby.
So are you thinking that this is just some random act, or maybe they got the wrong person? It doesn't make sense, does it?
No, it don't, and I can't say whether it's a random act or what, but I just know they shot him at home, and he was sitting on the porch when I left, smoking a cigarette and drinking a can of beer.
What's his son's name?
Eric
Jr.?
Eric Anderson.
And
His son.
Yes.
His son's name is Eric Anderson Jr.
And how is he doing today?
He's good so far. I talked to him last night.
And Eric Jr. Is how old? His son?
25.
Thank you. 25.
Yes.
And you are the lovely sister, Vivian.
Yes, I am.
What would you like to tell us about him throughout his life as a brother? You guys were close? Or?
Yes, as a brother, he was the best brother. He's my baby brother, and we always protected each other no matter what, and no matter what. And I appreciate him because he took care of my mom, because I had to work all the time. So he said, I'm going to move in, I'm going to take care of mama, and you come get her on the weekend. So we kind of had that thing going around that he would take care of her through the weekend. I'll come some weekends. I wouldn't make it every weekend because I'd be tired. But he was joy to be around. And he was our barbecue for our family reunion. Every family reunion, everybody knew Eric because he'd get his apron and get on that grill. So he was the best brother.
But most importantly, he helped your mom at the house, and your mom doesn't get around that well.
Yes.
How is she handling this, and how is she getting around now? Is there anybody there to help her?
Well, my oldest sister came from Milwaukee to help us, so she had to dislocate her life and come down here to Milwaukee to help out.
Wow.
So it's bad that at 3 o'clock in the evening you can't even sit on your porch in the city of Detroit, and the kids are getting out of school and everything, and somebody just walks up, have a little conversation with him, and just shoot him. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
How is the, it's now 2 months, practically 2 months since his passing. What's going on with the investigation at all?
Right now they said they haven't found anything, but the detectives that's on the case, she keep us posted.
How often?
Every day.
Really?
Yes.
You know how rare that? You don't know how rare that is?
We know. Detective Foster, she's great. She's great.
Well, hats off to the good police in Detroit.
Yes.
Because I have found in more cases than not that that's not out. So that's good news.
Yes.
What would you like to say, Miss Anderson, to the public out there about your son and about what's going on in the city and how we're living today? Do you have anything you'd like to say?
I just want to say it's ridiculous. You can't even sit on your own porch in peace. And it don't make sense that people walk up to your house and just shoot you. I don't know what went on, so I can't speculate on that. But I can say this, we need more gun control in Detroit. We really do. And young peoples, you out there, just be careful. Pick your friends. I know you can't, but try to choose your friends. Try to choose who you go out with. Try to choose who you hanging out with. And it's not good to hang out with everybody because everybody say, I love you, do not love you. Trust me, they don't. And mothers, you need to take care of your kids, watch them closer, especially your little girls, your boys too. But my heart goes out to anybody that has somebody killed because they don't know, they really hurted me. That was my legs, my walking, my everything. Because I just got so I started walking lately, and he started me to walking. And that was my everything. Just my everything.
Oh, we are so sorry. Norma's on a walker. Her son, when she says he was her leg, she means that literally. Now, I just want to tell you that we have not mentioned that Crime Stoppers has this case. And you know they have no idea when you call them, they have no caller ID. When you call Crime Stoppers, if you have a tip, it goes into a office in Canada. It's 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Now, times are tight in this city, to say the least. There's no jobs. There's areas where there's 75% employment. They're offering a $2,500 reward to anybody that can lead to the capture of Eric Anderson's killer. $2,500. You call 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Vivian, we are so sorry. You both are so sweet. What would you like to say? How else could you add to what your mom said? Or
I just want to say, whoever, I know someone had to see it because it's 3 o'clock in the evening, and I know that on the streets they say a snitch ain't nothing, but you're not snitching. Won't nobody know who you are if you call in. They won't know. And I know in my mother's neighborhood, they're older people, and when they heard that first shot, I know they looked out the window. I know somebody's seen it because it's 3 o'clock in the evening. Kids are getting out of school. Kids walking down Pembroke getting out of school. So I'm sure somebody's seen it. All we want you to do is just call the number. We just want the killer, because if this was your son, your brother, your nephew, your grandchild, you'll be trying to do the same thing we're doing. We just want this person put up where he belongs. Because if he did this to my brother, he's going to do it again.
That's right.
He's going to do it again because he figured he got away with it. So he's just going to keep on doing it. So we just want somebody to come forward and say, okay, I'm going to be honest, I seen it. Or just call a number. You don't have to tell us. Just call a number.
We want to put something to rest here. It's been brought up I don't know how many thousands of times when we speak out. Other activists, Malik Shabazz, so many others that, first of all, if you think you have a code of honor that you can't tell on somebody, you need to realize this. You're only a snitch if you're in a gang and you can't tell on one of your boys. If a neighbor saw this beautiful lady's son and Vivian's brother, it is your duty to make a difference, because you know what? It could be your wife. It could be your son next. Don't you understand what we're doing here? We're living in such fear. These perpetrators on the streets committing these acts of violence and murder, They got you exactly where they want you. They got you living in tyranny. They got you living in the reign of fear that's so heavy that even if someone next door to you gets killed, you can't stand up and speak out. My God, you need to be ashamed of yourselves. I'm going to tell you something. If I see something happen to somebody out here, I'm getting involved. And if you think I'm not afraid, you're wrong. I am, but it doesn't matter. You got to stand for something. We're not standing up for righteousness in this city when we don't get involved. That's why we are where we are. We're not standing up for our rights against government, against the governor, against City Hall. You heard Malik Shabazz earlier if you tuned in. We must flood the phone lines. The government, the people that live in the city, man, they got us exactly where they want you. Laying down on the ground for them to just step on your back. And if that's what you want, if you can live with yourselves as a man or a woman, and you know you saw something and you got to live with this for the rest of your life, more power to you. I got news for you. I can't live with the fact if I don't get out of my home for the day, I feel guilty. So I'll be damned if I see something happening to someone if I'm not getting involved. And if it means my life, then so be it. You got to stand for something. We got a couple more minutes. Again, $2,500 reward. $22,500. You're behind in your house note. You're behind in your car note. Your grandbaby doesn't have food. Now your daughter's living in a house with 2 grandbabies and you ain't got no food and you saw something, speak up. 1-800-SPEAK UP. They do not have caller ID. Now, you heard me earlier. I said it's rare because there's so many murders and so many acts of violence. The police are living under such constraints. They're working overtime. They've been forced to take cuts. We have less police than we've had in years, and they can't even get involved in all these cases. It's a miracle. Yes, I am happy in the fact that you do have someone that's communicating with you. And I always say, how can these detectives not get involved? But you do have this. His son, he's Eric Anderson. Is he a junior?
Yes.
It is in how he's doing okay, but is he working? Is he involved? How is he?
He really not working, so he haven't got it up.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still struggling with it.
Okay.
So he started drinking now.
Okay. Oh, wow.
He's struggling.
Since this?
Yes.
You hear this? This man's other son has now started drinking. And I just wanted to say I appreciate your honesty because I didn't have it together till I was 35. I was on drugs and alcohol till I was 35. So there's no shame in whatever we go through to get through life. And it's a shame. I would like to meet him.
Okay.
I would like to meet him. Maybe now, you guys live in the 8 Mile Telegraph area?
Yes.
Where is Salem in relation to Telegraph? How far is it from Telegraph? Because I never heard of Salem.
It's not a block.
A block. So you near Kmart over there?
We are nowhere from Kmart.
No, you're
Well,
east or west of Telegraph?
Well, we on 8 Mile, off of 8 Mile, right there at the Enjoy restaurant.
Okay. I know where Pembroke is. Pembroke's a block or 2 off 8 Mile.
Yeah, because it cuts off.
Okay.
It cuts off, and you have to come around to get to the other part of
So,
it.
but Salem is 1 block from 8 Mile? Wow. Right near, okay.
5 Point. You heard of 5 Point? That's in Redford.
Shawaski.
Shiawassee. Yes. Okay. It's a nice area. Boy, I'd like to find out who would do this to this family.
I would too.
Well, I appreciate you coming here tonight, and you have my number. And like I said, I would like to speak to Eric Jr.
Okay.
However you want to arrange that.
Okay.
All right.
Just call me and let me know you have my phone number.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I could come over this week and meet him if he'd like.
Okay.
Maybe take him out for coffee.
Okay.
Something like that, or whatever he wants to do. Okay. Anything else in closing? Vivian, would you like to say a couple words in closing?
No, I just want everybody to know that he's a father. He was a father, brother, uncle, best friend. And he loved his horseshoe. He'll teach you how to play horseshoe. He'll teach you how to play chess. He taught me how to play chess. And shooting pool. He had a pool table in the garage. So he invited strangers, just come on in and shoot pool with him. That's how he was.
Can we? I don't mean to interrupt you. We have a call. We have an. Let's take a call. Can we do that?
Yes.
Good evening. You're on the air with the Anderson family. How are you?
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
And good evening to your guests. I'm just calling let the two young ladies know that we are praying for her, and we kind of hate what happened, all like that. And we want to also pray for your son also. You know, I know it's kind of hard. So, you know, I know it's hard as a mother, you know. So we just want to keep you in prayer and all. And we need somebody, whoever seen anything, just speak up. Call that 1-800 number, and you don't have to give your name at all. So anyway, we're going to keep you in prayer.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Good evening. You're on the air.
Hello, this is Leland Harris in Detroit, Michigan.
Leland, how are you?
I'm okay. I don't know about the rest of the world, all of this violence, and I think people should speak up. I have no use for these gangbangers and these thugs. Case in point, you're offering a reward, okay? About a year ago, there was a Chaldean store owner killed in his store at Longfellow and Dexter near Claremont. In a store near Claremont and Dexter, there's a flyer on the wall. The store is owned by a Chaldean. I have no problem with that. It's a good store. $50,000 reward for the death of this Chaldean store owner who was murdered in cold blood about 10 months ago. $50,000. You would think that would loosen some tongues too, but apparently that flyer is still up on the wall in the office in this store. But apparently nobody's claimed this reward. And then there was my neighbor, and Fox 2 covered this story quite well about a year ago, about the same time, who was found dead in his backyard, retired school teacher and all, worked at the original Northwestern High. Well, he was a custodian. And he was found bludgeoned to death. His house had been thoroughly ransacked. He even took the refrigerator out of his house. His sister lives across the street, just down the street from me. And
Leland,
I know, that murder is still unsolved.
Leland, I don't mean to be rude, but do you have a question? I hear everything you're saying. Do you have I hear all this terrible news, but do you have a question or something you'd like to say to our guests? We're about to close this segment out.
I feel your pain. That's all I can say. And these people should be, these thugs that are doing this, if people know who they are, I guess they should turn them in. But if these people commit these crimes, they're probably living with relatives or sleeping in parked cars or whatever, but somebody knows who they are, and I guess they should be brought to justice.
I agree. And you know, if you were listening, thank you, Leland. If you were listening, I had stated that, you know, they got us exactly where they want us, Leland. You know, these rewards sometimes are meaningless because people are just living in the fear, but I appreciate your call. Thank you, Leland. We're going to, unfortunately, have to say goodnight to you two, and I want to wish you the best, and we're going to set this up. And I wish you much peace and love from all of us at the station.
Thank you.
And may God find a way for this person to come into justice. And we also want to say that if you're listening out there and you did this, we want to guarantee you safe passage into justice, that no one's going to hurt you. You'll get a fair trial. And a lot of people feel that they're just going to get more injustice if they come in, but you will get a fair trial. We guarantee you that. So we want to thank you very much, and if you just sit tight, we'll walk you off. And we're going to be right back with Miss Kelly Brown. So stay tuned. Okay.
All too often, break-ins are a part of doing business in the city. And while basic alarm systems have their place, Old school methodology, more often than not, just doesn't measure up. Now, using state-of-the-art digital interactive technology, the new Scantech systems offer a different approach.
Yeah, I'm about to put a lick on this, but I got pay off this boy. Woo!
Stop right there. This is Scantech Security. Please move away from the building.
What?
Your picture's been taken and sent to the police.
Who is this?
This is Scantech Security. I'm talking to you in the black hat. Turn backwards. Yeah.
Well, what y'all supposed to do?
Oh, you're gonna find out in a second. Our security force is on its way.
Okay, hey, what's going on with y'all, all right? Hey, man, hold up, man. I got a wife, kids, man. I got a friend on the side. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make some money, man. Scantech.
The Scantech Talking Security System. We watch your business so you can run your business.
1,000 men's suits. And right now at Sermons, you can buy one and get two free. Not one suit, but two free. Buy one suit, bring two friends. Buy one suit, bring two relatives. Buy one suit, get two free. Bring your pastor, your boss, your teacher. Buy one suit and get two free. Sermons with 90 years of experience, carrying jeans, exotic skin shoes, sets, shirts, leathers, sweaters, everything for the well-dressed man. Buy one suit, get two free. Sermons on Randolph in downtown Detroit.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin.
Did you know that there are over 100,000 abandoned homes within the city of Detroit? If you are tired of abandoned dangerous houses in your neighborhood, please support the Greater Detroit Restoration Project.
Please make all checks and money orders payable to the Greater Detroit Restoration Project. The mailing address, 17301 Livernois, Suite 405, Detroit, Michigan, 48221.
All donations will help fund the expense of boarding up abandoned homes within the city of Detroit and Highland Park. For more information, contact Barry Ross at 248-417-9696 or Minister Malik Shabazz at 313-646-3375.
Hey, come on. Man, what is taking so long? Let's play.
Just getting a number.
Whose number?
Narcotics Anonymous.
Hey, if you need to talk.
No way, it's not for me, it's for my brother. He's constantly wasted. Come on, hoop time. Can you tell me about NA?
Call Narcotics Anonymous. We can help you.
We're back live. My God, what goes on in this city from top to bottom is just unbelievable is an understatement. I've been around Detroit for since I'm 12 years old, born and raised in Detroit, and I've had so many different lifestyles in my life, and I myself, I've been homeless, you know, and I talk about it many times. I was on drugs for years. I sold drugs, but I was saved in a treatment center. I was inspired, and I never knew what inspiration meant in my life until I went into a treatment center and got inspired. And so often, the people of all, a child can inspire me to change. And last week, I was at Thou Shalt Not Kill campaign in the east side of the church by Pastor Ovella, and this young lady, Kelly Joy Brown, got up on the pulpit and spoke, and I was so touched by the way she was hitting the youth. It inspired me, and I ran up. I said, I got to get this lady on my show. So without any further delay, everyone, this is Miss, thank you. This is Miss Kelly Brown. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We need you to come up and get it right into the mic.
All right, right here.
Yeah, I want to make sure that everyone hears you. How old are you, if I may ask?
28.
20. You look so much younger.
Great.
You do. See, you do look younger. Thank you for coming, and you touched me. And I want the children, the youth of all ages, to hear what you had to say last week. What inspires you?
First and foremost, God, and secondly, my family.
Okay.
God encouraged me. He sat me down for a year and a half to get to know who I was and get to know who he was as well. He had to break me down to build me up. Going through a lot of situations, just had to find myself. I didn't know who I was. So some of the things I created was solo, saving our lost ones. I dressed the mannequins up today, and the question is, who are you without the fashion? That's the question no one is asking. That's the question I had to ask myself.
May I just ask you, before we get into this, what you have to say? What was going on in your life? You were obviously saved. Could you were you not doing well in school? Were you on the streets? Were you a wild child like I was?
Not too wild, but I had my ups and downs. Just living a life of no direction. Always had a plan, but didn't know where to look for it at. Just living a life, just living a carefree life, as I may say.
Okay.
Didn't really have any direction, and I just sat down and I prayed. My aunt raised me, but I always had respect for my mother. And I can remember just praying to God, like, God, give me a plan, give me something better to do. I was cleaning out foreclosed homes, and it was paying really good money, but it was still in my joy. I looked in my closet and seen I had a closet full of clothes and shoes, but I had no plan. It was a problem. God, please save me. So I can just remember sitting, just reading, just going back, just doing a lot of research. And to the mic, okay. Just doing a lot of research and things like that, and just really seeing and understanding, like, we're living a life where we're living too fast. We're dying young and we're living too fast. And it's just mirror images of people that I know that's been killed to the streets. And
what made you, and I still want to hear, but what made you have this realization? Did you wake up one day and did a light go off?
Oh, yeah, the light went off. I prayed.
Happened?
I prayed, sitting on the couch. I just prayed. Nothing dramatic happened at this moment of my life. It was just something I need to do for myself. I prayed. And prayer opened the door to abundance. I just prayed. Nothing dramatic happened at this point in my life. It was just something that I needed to do, something that God had planned for me already.
See, I believe that spiritual people, not necessarily spiritual people, are very wise and see things differently. So you might not think something went off, but I think some kind of shift. Were you from a religious family?
Oh, yes. My auntie kept me in church, but I strayed away when I was about 18, 19, and started going back when I was 25. But it was that seed that she birthed in me. Being young, like, I don't want to go to church. I don't feel like getting up. But, you got to go to church, and never really understood the meaning of why I had to go to church so much. So going back on my own, really with a pen and pad, really woke me up and started taking notes. The first sermon that I heard, it was like, you got to stop playing peekaboo. And I knew it was God. The pastor was speaking to me, talking to me, like, I got to quit playing with my life. After high school, I went on to Wayne State, but it wasn't my dream. I was doing it for others because this is what was supposed to be done. When you get out of high school, you're supposed to go to college and do things like that.
The right thing.
The right thing to do. But I knew I wasn't prepared and ready for it. I got into a real bad car crash, and that stopped me and enabled me to stop going to Wayne State. And then just living a life with just working different jobs, really not having a passion on something. So what I'm doing now is speaking to the youth, So just living a life of not having any meaning.
Okay. I'm going to let you take the mic here, and you talk about anything you want. I want you to hit these young people, hit everybody with what you got from your heart.
Okay, great. Well, right now we're living in a world where the cost of living is increasing and the chances for our young people is decreasing. We're suffering from a leadership crisis as an individual and also a nation. And right now we must mobilize hope in a time of sorrow. Just sitting back for that year and a half and really getting to know me and getting to know God had a wake-up call for me. Just seeing things in my community, seeing things, just just God woke me up, you know, just took the blindfold off my eyes. Things that my friends or some family members, you know, didn't understand at the time. I tell the young people, you know, the violence will not stop until we educate ourselves that the things we are killing for, we cannot take with us. For we have brought
Say that again. And I'm here. I need you to put your mouth almost right there so they can hear you. You got too much to say. Okay.
The violence will not stop until we educate ourselves that the things we are killing for, that we can't take with us. For we have brought nothing to this world, and it's for certain we can't carry anything out. And the violence rate right now in the city of Detroit is just unbearable. Is heartbreaking. It doesn't make any sense. We're killing for senseless crimes. Young babies are in the midst of the violence. We can't take anything with us, and we cannot bring people back. Right now, who's winning is the graveyards and the cemeteries. Them the only two people winning right now. Our team is not winning. We no better from the west to the east. We all living in perilous times. We all living in what I say is we're living in poverty, not just community wise, but mentally. You know, I had to renew my mind. God had to renew my mind. And we're just fighting and we hoarding, and there's so much greed out here that it doesn't make any sense. Greed, money, you know, just hoarding things, storing up riches that we cannot keep, that we can't take with us. And when we die, family and friends gonna fight over, you know. And the real battle right now is the souls that we losing.
Thinking that these riches and material things are going to fill a hole, I believe, in our hearts.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We're looking for something outside of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
would you agree,
Oh.
that we think is going to fill this void, and I think the only thing that's going to fill us is God.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And
That's
we look everywhere. I know I always did. I
Mhm.
sought for happiness everywhere exteriorly, but within.
Mhm.
And talk to what are the youth from 12 to 25? How are they looking at life?
Oh, it's just living fast. We're dying young because we're living too fast. Just the clothes, the music. Just listening to some of the music that's out where the artists tell you to do cocaine, do lean, Xanax, anxiety pill, codeine, sedation, cocaine or snorting when hitting the brain can kill you faster than a bullet. When these things are coming into the minds of our young people and they trying these things, like it just got them on a whole nother level. Like they're not in their body. It's like take the mind, keep the body. Like I have control. It's called guerrilla warfare on your mind. Like I have control.
You know what's interesting? If you talk to some of the artists, the recording artists, they will say, "I'm not responsible for what they do when they hear my words or my video games." Everyone has a choice.
Yes.
Because a child or a youth sees a very violent video game, that doesn't mean they have to go out and shoot a whole school. How can they even respond like this?
I believe when you are in a position with power, a lot of artists have power over people's minds. I mean, it's just not the rap artists that's in control, because you're supposed to have control over your mind. You're supposed to have control over the things that you're doing. But it's just so violent. The drugs out here, all you hear is teens, early 20s. I believe it's the drugs and the music that's really having our young people doing senseless things that they sometimes don't remember doing.
I got to tell you, when I was younger, I never heard of an African American committing suicide. Today, it's a whole new world. It was usually my people that do the crazy self-abasing things to hurt themselves. You don't hear about that. And today, black children are depressed. It's a whole different world. You know, the children, if a teenager is living in a house with a single parent, which you know is more the rule than the exception, and there's abuse, and then they wake up in the morning and there's no breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're expected to walk to school past blocks of abandoned houses, and now they get to a school, if they're lucky that there's a school near them, and the teacher halfway cares. They're expected to learn on an empty stomach, and maybe this young girl got molested by her uncle or her father or whatever. What they're dealing with today, you were talking about clothes. I want you to tell everybody, tell these teenagers, about materialism and clothes, what you think they're falling for?
We don't have our own identity anymore.
Mm.
I can just you can go in the mall and you don't have to look far because it's planted and it's designed for us not to look far for anything. It's right there. So when you go in the mall, I tell them, it's just the exercise that I do. Look how many people look alike. Like we don't have our own identity because a rap artist tell you to cut your hair or wear this or wear True Religion or make jeans. They think this the best thing to hit the city, and it's not. You know, it's okay to like nice things, but it's been blown out of proportion and been just has depleted our community, basically. I see the same things the young people see. I wake up to see the abandoned homes, but what keep me going is hope, God, faith, and hope. You know,
there's not too much hope in the city.
I believe it is. They say.
Well, you have it. Many don't.
Yeah, many don't. But that goes back to believing in something greater than yourself.
Thank you.
You know, you have to have faith. You have to believe in something.
May I ask you, how does one get a God of their own understanding? What is if you were to suggest, if someone out there is listening and watching, and they want to change their life, and they like your suggestion to start believing in something greater than you, because if your way was so good, why would you be in the position you are? That's what I was taught. You know, like, has your way worked so good for you? How would you suggest anybody of any, choice of God, religion, what have you? I believe there's only one God.
Yes.
But what would you recommend to someone 15, 16, a young girl, young boy? They need a God of their own understanding. What would you suggest, an easy tool, so to speak?
First, just getting around positive people, number one, allowing them to lead them, and giving them something better to do. Church, that's what saved me. That's what saved my life. And really understanding morals and values. You have to grow up on something. The young people right now don't really have anything. They're growing up on really being empty, but really just finding a tool, an outlet, school, staying in school, just finding something better than what they're doing.
I want to talk to you about morals and values. We have a call.
Okay, great. Take it.
Good evening. You're on the air with Kelly. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Listen, I believe a lot of this crime that's going on, if you bring back capital punishment, with the electric chair, these criminals, they'll think 3 and 4 times before they start doing something that's really wrong. Over in the East, the Middle East, they catch you doing something, they'll cut your fingers off, cut your feet off, cut your legs off. So, to me, prayer, it helps. But the end time speaks for this. You're going to have, these type of disturbances between the young people acting crazy like this. Bring back capital punishment, and I guarantee you, when they see this, they'll cut, the crime that they're doing, they'll cut it out. God bless you all.
Thank you. I have a comment on capital punishment, but I'm going to save that for a later show. We're going to do a show on it. Thank you. Good evening. You're on the air with Kelly Joy Brown. How are you?
Hi. Hello. Hello to the two of you.
Thank you. Hello to you.
I don't know, but I think we're living in perilous times, and we do have to seek within spiritual power as well, because we're dealing with wicked in high places that cause the condition our condition is in. And until we understand who the real enemy is that's causing us to be animalistic and hateful and don't have enough love to go around and have these selfish behaviors, we have to get to the root of the evil, which is causing our people to be lost and harmful to themselves and self-destructive to one another.
Thank you. Do you want to stay on the line, or Kelly, would you have a comment on this?
No, I just totally, definitely agree with we're living in perilous times, and just seeking a higher power is most definitely, that's what I know that changed me. It wasn't no magical pill I took. It wasn't nothing anybody told me. It was, I know who it was. It was my God, and just seeking a higher power, just humbling yourselves and just being humble. You know, we need love. You know, that's what the city is really lacking is love.
That's for sure.
We don't have nobody's loving.
Men aren't afraid. Men are afraid to tell other men they love them. Men are afraid to hug another man and tell him he's okay. I just want to say we've been coining a phrase around on the streets for quite a while, and I love it, and I think it's so fitting. And it's what we're living in is spiritual genocide, and the way we're attacking what's going on so many levels is not working, and we need to come about differently, because in my opinion, what's happening in the city of Detroit, for example, is a design. It's a plan to see, you might not think someone that looks like me is going to say this, but it's a design to push down the African American community. We have to recognize this: the police stations, the level of violence, the abandoned homes, the libraries, the lighting, the transportation, the lack of employment. Isn't that telling you that no one cares? And I'm coining another phrase by my older brother, and I think it's so true. What we have in Detroit is a black city and a white downtown. All the money's coming in downtown. Ain't nothing happening in the neighborhoods. You don't hear about tearing down all the houses. You don't hear about retail businesses on the big streets. What we have are wig shops, party stores, gas stations, liquor stores. We don't have supermarkets like we need. They're far and few between. Let's talk about doing something in the neighborhood. Let's take another call, Kelly. Hi, how are you? Hello?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. Is this the Barry Show?
This is the Mixing It Up, and I am Barry Ross. How are you?
Fine.
Well, this is the Kelly Show tonight.
Oh, okay.
You haven't been watching?
This is Brother Elmer.
Brother Elmer, have you been watching the show tonight?
Yes, I am.
So do you have a question for our guest?
Yes. My question is, I got a comment and question. My comment is, we got to get back to the horse and buggy. We got to get back to the basics. We morally, like you said, we're morally corrupted. It's a spiritual problem. And until we get back to the horse and buggy, caring about each other and understand no man is an island to himself, that we all connected, we need love. Love is the savior of the world.
Okay, if that's your comment, you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. What do you think we can do to attack? No, I don't, Barry. Thank you for your time.
I have a comment. If you were going to ask, what do I think, and then maybe Kelly would like to answer, what do I think is the answer to saving the children and the African American community into bringing jobs, cutting down violence, and revitalizing the community? If that's what you were going to ask, and I hope, and if you weren't, that's how I'm going to finish it. What the answer is you. It's everybody getting involved and stop talking about everything and get out of your house, join an organization, watch what's going on your street, go down to City Hall, go to the meetings, tell everybody in your block, the block after and the block after, to flood all the phone lines to all the companies that aren't giving you adequate service. We, the people, the 750,000 that live in Detroit, however many are adults, need to get out of their house and get involved and join a community organization that is doing something. It doesn't matter which one you join.
Right.
Come down to city council meetings, thousands. Come down to the police station, complain about the violence. Go to Lansing, get involved. Talking, calling into the show is great, but it ain't getting us anywhere. I go to so many community meetings, and all they do is talk. Let's start getting out of our house and patrolling our neighborhoods. Wake up the men. Where are the men? Thank you. Do you have a comment on that, if that was going to be his question? Okay, we got a few more minutes. Did you want to read it? Did you want to read this? Okay, I remember. I got to get you close to that mic.
Close to the mic.
Yes.
The solo saving our lost ones. For we have brought nothing into this world, and it's for certain we can't carry anything out. Set your minds on things above and not things on this earth. 5 words I will use today. Naked, without clothing or covering. Name, reputation well known. Mirror, a coated of glass that reflects an image. Mediocrity, ordinary or average. And death, this is what we are killing each other for. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you without the true religion? The Mac jeans, the Cardis, the Ray-Bans, the Gucci's, the Kohans, the Minks, the Pellies, the Alwasan, the Prada, the clothes, and the rims. Who are you? At the end of the day, when all the material things come off, who are you? When you look in the mirror and you see your reflection, who do you see? Do you see someone being trapped, want change, but don't know how because you are scared of what your friends and family will say? Find out who you are. What can you present without the fashion? What's in the inside? People brag about their name only when doing wrong, such as robbing, stealing, being incarcerated, the bag, and really don't have the bag. It's just a flea market out here. Be known for your helping hand, your diploma, your GED, going back to school, just doing something positive. Stop living a mediocrity life just to get by. Everyone has unlimited potential. You have to change because the world is not. Stop living on the edge and start setting margins. Do you have a vision or do you have just pictures?
That's beautiful. I want to read something if I can. And you're going to love this. Hello out there. Okay, this is called, I've read this before, but tell me if you like it. It's called Sermons We See. I'd rather see a sermon than to hear one any day. I'd rather one should walk with me than merely tell the way. The eye's a better pupil and more willing than the ear. Fine counsel is confusing, but examples are always clear. And the very best of preachers are the men who live their creeds, for to see good put in action is what everybody needs. I need to see it, preacher. Don't tell me. I need to see it. Are you matching up to what you say? Are your deeds what you say? I can soon learn to do it if you'd let me see it done. I can watch your hand in motion, but your tongue too fast may run. That's what I was saying earlier. Forget the meetings. Let's get out and do something. And the lectures you deliver may be very wise and true, but I'd rather get my lessons by observing what you do. I'm not going to go on with this, but I like this one too. It's one more thing. Bear with me. Too noisy. This is called attitude. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It's more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think or say or do. It's more important than appearance, like Kelly was talking about, giftedness or skill. It will make or break a company, a church, or even a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The one thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I'm convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% on how I react to it. So listen, it doesn't matter what your station is in life. Stop blaming everybody else for what you have or what you don't have or what's happening to you. Pick yourself up and move on. You know, they say in a fight, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. It matters how many times you get up and get back in the fight. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to be back with Pat Pearson. Kelly, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. And just tell everyone the name of your organization.
I'm Solo Saving Our Lost Ones.
Solo Saving Our Lost Ones. And are you on Facebook?
Yep, you can find me on Facebook at Kelly Joy Brown. Email me at kellyjoybrown313@yahoo.com. I speak at churches, school, jails, wherever God send me to go, just to get to these young people.
You want to give your phone number? You don't have to. Or email
313-728-5761.
Say it again.
313-728-5761.
Okay.
You also can find Brianna Parker as well on Facebook.
And we want to give a shout out to Shay Moulton, a very close friend of Pat. So, Shay, if you're out there, we miss you tonight. We'll be right back with Pat Pearson. Thank you.
The following program does not reflect the views and opinions of Channel 33, its management, or sponsors. You're watching Power Talk on your community TV station, UHF TV 33, Detroit, Highland Park.
Welcome to Metro Foodland, where you will always find courteous service. Our hardworking staff always gives their all to maintain our dairy fresh and wholesome products, cold cuts, premium meats, and of course, we have some of the freshest produce around. Check out our deli and bistro. We also carry specialty items such as Tanisha Noni, Water Station alkaline water, and much, much more. If we don't have it, just ask, and we'll do our best to get it. Remember to ask how to join our Healthy Rewards Club. Seniors and ladies, always ask for an escort to your vehicle. We'll see you soon at Detroit's own community grocer, Metro Foodland, located at 18551 Grand River. That's 18551 Grand River, near Finkel and the Southfield Freeway. Remember, that's Metro Foodland.
Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on TV 33. Join me, Barry Ross, on Mixing It Up. We'll feature informative community organizations that will offer solutions to Wayne County residents in reference to employment, safety, and security within neighborhoods, job training, education, and mentoring programs. Remember, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Join me, Barry Ross, Mixing It Up on TV 33. We're back live. I don't know if you were tuned in. We want to give a grateful shout out to Mr. R.J. Watkins, the owner of the station, Henry Tyler, and Hodo, our engineer, and even James Campbell. They don't like to be up top. Hodo has his own show every Sunday night. But Henry Tyler, we don't see. Are you ready for this? Growing up, you remember the ventriloquist with Motown? And I always get it mixed up. I think it's Tyler and Lester. Willie Tyler and Lester. He had an amazing act, and many, you can see it on YouTube. Now, Henry is the brother of Willie, and Henry is a great, humble man. And R.J. Watkins, if you remember, the only African-American dance show on TV, what was it, the New Dance Show or the Scene? Yeah. He created this great station. And I am more than humbled and appreciate the opportunity to come into your homes. Somebody that looks like me, that stands up for the things that I stand for. And just so you don't know, I stand for one thing, justice. It's not black, white, Jewish, Christian, any group that's being oppressed, suppressed, treated unfairly. Now, my Jewish friends and relatives say, Barry, why aren't you helping us? And I say, because we help each other. What goes on in the city is just a travesty. And I feel that someone that looks like me can make a difference and open up doors. And I want to be used. And believe me, I get used from time to time. Not abused, used. And on my side, supporting Minister Malik Shabazz, and then Minister Malik Shabazz supporting me, we both have had flack from our supporters on each side. But we know, and when Malik Shabazz says, I'm going to burn the city down, I didn't step back one iota, because that is my man. Malik stands with his bravery for justice and fairness. And we have broadened our scope by our support for one another. And I will continue. Now, I just want to dispel a great ignorant myth that Minister Malik Shabazz, and I'm staking everything that I stand for, is not a sellout by supporting Mike Duggan, nor has he ever been a sellout by supporting the Bridge family, Maroon family, because this gave him the opportunity to feed hundreds of people that were out of work and support anything possible, any platform to go against this dictator governor. Anybody that's black or white that thinks this man is a sellout, in my opinion, needs to take another look and do some deep research into the roots and love and passion of Malik Shabazz, because he stands for fairness. And I fight for this fairness that he stands for. And you should be ashamed of yourself. You're ignorant to insult him. Ignorant. Calling him a sellout. Malik just isn't. Listen to this. Here's a man from the New Black Panthers, New Marcus Garvey movement. If he's supporting this white guy, don't you think he knew he took a chance? The reason he supported him is because he's the right man. That's the reason. He's not a sellout. It ain't about money. It's because he can make the most difference for the city of Detroit. Mike Duggan cares about you. Jesus Christ. You should be ashamed of yourself. Really. I owe this show to Minister Shabazz, and I owe 50% of my heart and my passion to the work that he does and has done. And I don't know how long I'm going to be around, but I'll tell you this. Anybody that's against him is against me. Okay? Now, something big is going on here. We know, I don't know how many homes in the city of Detroit are facing or have been foreclosed upon, but there's a program going on here. And Pat Pearson, our guest. Hi, Pat.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us, first of all, what company do you work for?
The Family Tree.
And what is the Family Tree?
The Family Tree is a non-profit housing agency. We do down payment assistance. We also do foreclosure prevention and rental assistance.
How long have you guys been around?
We've been around since 2000.
Okay. And where are you located?
We're located downtown inside the Ford building.
Okay. And tell everybody, a brand new major program has become available to people that are having foreclosure problems. Could you tell everybody? And we don't have the paperwork anymore, do we?
No.
Good. Okay. What's the name of this program, and how much money has come in, and what's it all about? Let's tell everybody.
The program is the Step Forward Michigan program. It's a program that has been designed to help those homeowners who are facing a hardship with their mortgage. With the hardship, it's called the Loan Rescue Funds and the Principal Curtailment. They help those who have had a hardship to stay in their home. And it's also a property tax assistance program to help those who have homes that are going into tax foreclosure to save their homes to prevent the foreclosure.
How much money? Now, this money is coming from the settlements from Citibank, Wells Fargo, Bank America, and another bank, right?
This money came from the U.S. Treasury, Department of Treasury. It was a fund set up that's for the hardest hit states. For the hardest hit states that has problems, like Wayne County is one of the largest counties that had over 42,000 homes in foreclosure.
My God.
So this money was set up to help those residents in the states which were the hardest hit, which Michigan was the 5th.
It was a suit, though, right? It was a settlement suit?
The government suit went against the banks for fraudulent foreclosures, and so they did sue Citibank and a few other banks on behalf of homeowners who was foreclosed on, and the foreclosures did not go through proper process.
Well, thank God. Now, how much money is available in the city of Detroit, or is this a blanket program for the country?
It's a program we're helping all counties in the state of Michigan. So the counties that the family tree work with are Oakland, Wayne, and Macomb. And it's up to, a person can get up to $30,000 per household.
How many people can they, did you tell me $200 million is in this thing?
Yes, it's probably $200 million, yes.
Okay, let's take a call.
Sure.
And then if you want to. Good evening, you're on the air. Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? I'm trying to listen to Birdman Pop Bottles.
Pardon me? This is a TV show. Were you calling Mixing It Up? I'm sorry. So there was $200 million. This is available to several states?
Yes.
Okay. And the money is in the bank right now, available to people in the city in Oakland, in Wayne and Oakland?
The money is there, available for people to apply.
And what's the process like? Applying, and how long might that take? And
the process is you go to stepforwardmichigan.org, or you can come into our office and we will help you with the application, give you an appointment, have documents for you to bring in, and walk you through the step-by-step application so we can determine your eligibility for the money.
Okay, let's say I'm real close to them taking my house, and I don't have a lot of time. Now, if I go to you, and looks like I might qualify when I find out what the qualifications are, can we put in some notification to my mortgage company that I might have the money in a week or 2 or 3 or 4, or can we sort of squash this revocation of my home?
Your mortgage company is contacted the day you come into our office.
Wow.
And let them know that you are applying for these funds. So we do contact them.
And what does that mean to that mortgage? When you call them, you contact them, but what kind of weight is that going to carry?
The mortgage company, it carries a lot of weight. The mortgage company then know that there's like a reassurance that you are able to pay and you will be able to keep your home, that they will be receiving a monthly payment.
Now, I would assume all mortgage companies, lending institutions across the country are aware of this Step 4 program, so it's going to hold some validity. When they get a call, what do you call Step 4? We're calling on behalf of Step 4?
No, we'll say that we're calling on the behalf of the family tree, and we're working with the Step Forward program.
Okay, hold on a minute. Step 4, what's Step 4? Might they say that?
No, because the banks, if you go on the website, you will see a list of lenders that are participating with the hardest hit funds.
Okay. Wow, our phones, let's take some calls. Good evening, you're on the air. How are you?
Good evening to you both.
Hi. You have a question?
Yes. Is she from HUD, or I just tuned in?
No.
I am a HUD housing counselor, yes.
Well, my question is this. When I did some investigation in reference to a mortgage loan, and I researched the laws for the state of Michigan, and I come to the conclusion that the person that underwritten my law that worked for the bank was not a certified person to underwrite for the bank. What about that?
So you had a fraudulent loan?
Yes, and when I took it to court, I see that the judicial system was in favor of overlooking it, like they didn't acknowledge me as a citizen, which I see a whole lot of that in Detroit, in the state, really.
Can you help them?
So what is your suggestion in that? Because, like I said, the banks, they did a lot of this. They had a whole lot of people underwriting loans for the bank, but they weren't certified personnel.
Well, first of all, sir, each individual case has to be handled differently, and I haven't read over your case to determine what went on. Were you misrepresented? I don't know if you had a real estate attorney or not, so I couldn't advise you on anything because once again, I would have to meet with you personally and read over your case.
Okay, and you're located?
I'm located inside the Ford Building, 615 Griswold. Our phone number there is 313 962 2329.
962-2339?
229, sir, 29.
Give it to me one more time, please.
313-962-2329.
Thank you very much.
Hey, sir, can you hold on a second?
Sure.
I just want to ask, would you be able to answer any questions for him, or does he need to be referred to a real estate lawyer? Or
First, I would have to look over his file and see was it a mortgage scam, part of a mortgage scam.
Would you
and
be willing
then
to,
we'll determine if we have to get him a real estate.
Would you be willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Sir, I just want to ask you, what was the name? My guest would ask, what was the name of the lending institution?
Oh, I'd rather not say that. I'd give you my name, but I wouldn't want to put that out there
All
on
right,
him.
okay.
Because,
All right.
it'll probably bring in a whole lot of cases against them.
Okay.
I would rather discuss calling her.
Okay, no problem.
Take my documentation and let her look it over.
All right, no problem. Well, good luck.
Because, these banks change hands. And, in fact, that particular bank changed hands.
They sell the mortgages. They
I
sold
guess
mine
so.
and
Once
my.
they sell the bank, everything, all the assets go with it.
Okay, and they also. Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I know you two wouldn't be on a spot, but I know I have no problem mentioning certain banks that do certain things on my show to expose them if I know. Now, these are these, is this money's available to residential only? Or because you didn't say business, residential, commercial residential, or?
No, it
home
has
only?
to be homes only.
Okay, that's wonderful. Give the contact information again, and you have a website?
Yes, our website is familytreeagency.org, and our contact number once again is area code 313-962-2329.
Thank you. I don't think that I have enough adjectives in my repertoire to say how exciting this program is to many of you that are facing losing your homes in Detroit. This is up to $30,000.
Yes, each household is allowed up to $30,000 per household.
And this started yesterday morning.
For Wayne County Tax Program, it started yesterday, yes.
And what kind of response have you had?
Our phones have been off the hook.
I could imagine.
Yes.
Okay. What does someone need to do really to qualify? What do they need to do? Call you.
A person needs to come into our office, and the secretary will give them the documents that they need to bring in. And once we sit down there with them, we'll determine their hardship in order for them to qualify.
Okay. Let's take another call.
Sure.
Good evening. You're on the air with Pat Pearson. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay. Can you speak up a little bit, please?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How are you?
Okay. Thank you. Or comment?
I have a question.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I need to know, is she helping with the property taxes for the city of Detroit, or do we call the Wayne County Treasury?
You're asking my guest, Pat, if the property taxes for Wayne County, is that what you asked?
Yes.
In what regard? These are for residential homes with facing foreclosure up to $30,000.
Right, the loan.
And property taxes. So Wayne County, what did you have in mind exactly? Could you be specific?
Okay, the property taxes foreclosure.
Yes.
What's your question? Is this for your home?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in violation of taxes or for?
Yes, delinquent taxes for the property.
Okay.
For Wayne County.
Go ahead, take it.
Yes, we can help you with those delinquent taxes. You can call our office. Do you have a pen?
Ma'am? Did you get off the line? If you're off the line.
Yes, I already took the number, the 962-2329.
Yes, that's our number. And we'll be glad to help you.
Is there a fee for this?
No, it's no charge.
This is a slam dunk for anybody that qualifies.
Correct.
This is a slam dunk. My God, it's like Jesus Christ coming into the city of Detroit and bailing out those that qualify for taxes or being behind in their mortgage.
Yes.
Property on your home, not business. Yes, Wayne County property taxes on your home. We have a couple more minutes, Pat. What else? Keep going.
Yes. Do we have to, is it a loan or is it money that has to be paid? Is it money that has to be paid back?
No, it's not money that has to be paid back. All you have to do is qualify.
Ma'am, I don't know if you've been listening. Did you just catch this sort of like at the tail end? Because what's happened here is the banks that were involved in fraudulent mortgages in the United States have settled a suit for several $100 million. These monies are available to property owners in Wayne County and Oakland, here in our home state. There's no catch to this. If there's no catch, there's no tricks, there's no scam. She just told me there's not even a fee.
No.
Okay? This is like an act of God coming here. It's about time we got a breath of fresh air. I'm going to take another call if you don't mind. Did we answer all your questions?
Yes, you have.
Thank you. And good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. You're on the air with Pat Pearson. How are you?
Hi, how you doing?
Fine. How are you?
Yeah, I have a question. I've been in my home for 3 years, and I was going through a foreclosure, but they never, I guess, got around. I don't know if they dropped the ball, but now I didn't know they weren't paying the taxes, so it's going on a pretty soon foreclosure of taxes. Can you help me with that and help me where I'm at with the mortgage, because they never contact me, and when I contacted them, they say something about it was a charge-off, and I don't understand that.
Yes, we can help you with that. Once again, give my office a call tomorrow morning. Did you write the number down, ma'am?
Yes, I did.
Give my office a call, and we will set you up an appointment, and I will sit down with you personally to help you with that.
Okay, I have one other.
Go ahead.
I had one other question, because I had talked to somebody about the house, and they couldn't do nothing about it. They were surprised, the house is just there, and, So, I mean, if I'm going to get some closure, or later on, if they going to come and get the house.
Have you gone to court on your house, ma'am?
Excuse me?
Have you been into court on your house? Did you get an eviction?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Call this lady, Pat, please. She's more than willing to help you. I'm telling you, this woman is going to do her best to help you save your house if she can.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye.
Good evening. How are you?
Hi, my name is Gregory Robinson. I was calling because...
Gregory.
Yes.
Can you turn your TV down if it's on?
Okay.
Thank you.
Gregory. Can you turn your TV down if it's on? Okay.
Gregory?
Yes.
Do you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. I was currently with City Mortgage, and then they had transferred my loan to Nation Star.
That's my company.
And then I was in a loan modification, and I made all my payments, and the mortgage company still foreclosed on me, and I didn't even know that my house was in foreclosure until one day I went outside, and there was a sticker on the door said that they was about to change the lock.
Oh, my God.
So I recently have a eviction notice, and I had hired the lawyer to help me, but they had me to sign a 45-day consent agreement, which means that if I don't come to some kind of agreement with my mortgage company, that I have to willingly move from my house. So this is what I want to find out. Can you still help people whose homes I went into a sheriff's sale?
If your home is still in the redemption period, yes.
Oh, no, it's not in the redemption period anymore.
So you have passed the redemption period?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
May I add? Gregory.
Yes.
You said you went through a modification.
Right.
If you went through the modification and been making the payments, obviously there was a miscommunication between the modification and your original mortgage lender. That's a problem. Can you help him with that? Somebody needs to look into that for him.
Yes, if he gives us a call, we can advise him and connect him with the attorney who will help him through that process.
Gregory, how many more days are left on the consent?
I still have about 40 days.
Oh, it just started. Do you
Yes.
have the number for the family tree?
Yes, I do.
Okay, call there. Does he need to ask for you?
He can call there and you can tell him you saw me here tonight.
Ask for Pat Pearson.
All right.
Okay? And good
Okay.
luck, and explain it to them and remind her that you went through the modification because there's some kind of mess up there.
Right.
All right? They're throwing you out for something that they should not, in my opinion, if that's true.
If it's true,
Okay.
yes.
Good luck, Gregory.
Okay,
Thanks. Good evening. You're on the air. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Yes, could I have the number?
313-962-2329.
Say it again.
When I just tuned in, it's for Wayne County. You
313.
You assist with the back property taxes?
Yes.
You need the number again, ma'am, or do you have it?
No, I have it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to take one more call, and I'm going to have continuous correspondence with you and try to get you on. Looks like they left. This is amazing. I knew
Yes,
it would
it
be,
is.
and I wanted to get on Malik's show too. Give all the contact information again.
Once again, we are located downtown Detroit at 615 Griswold. It's the family tree inside the Ford building. And our office number is 313-962-2329.
Hi, you're my last call. Could you make it concise, please?
Hello?
Good evening.
Yes, hi. I was calling, I think a couple of people are trying to get some clarification on, say if you've been paying just property taxes on your home, you don't have a mortgage, you just have property taxes. Can you help with that? Like, that property taxes on not a mortgage, but just a home that you
Yeah, your house is paid
own,
for. Your
but
house
you
is
just-
paid for, right? Your house is paid for.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, we can help you with just the property taxes.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Love you.
Love you. Thank
Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
Bye.
My God. It's been a long time since someone called in my show and said they love you to another guest. Good evening. You're on the air. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Could you make your call brief, please?
To you and your guests.
Thank you. Same to you.
I was calling because I went through Step Forward, and when I went through Step Forward, they sent me a letter today and said that it was nothing I could do because they wanted me to pay 45% of my house mortgage.
You mean have it already paid in? Is that what you
So they turned me down.
What do you mean 45% of your house mortgage? How long have you owned the home?
They said that if you do not get unemployment, that they cannot help you. If
Oh,
do
so
not
you
get
have no
unemployment.
income at all?
They cannot help you at all.
No, you have no income at all?
Well, I was getting Social Security.
But you were getting, because the
Yes,
only way you
I'm
could have
get-
got
I'm
denied if you had no income at all.
Well,
Social
they
Security's
said
income, correct?
that I would have to pay 45% of my income on my mortgage.
So
She's misunderstanding.
I will have to read your letter because I'm not getting a clear understanding.
Ma'am, can we take your number and have Pat call you? Is that okay, Pat?
Yes, and you can fax me your documentation so I can read over it.
Okay, because Step Forward sent me my letter today.
Okay, you know what, ma'am? I'm gonna give you her number again, or do you already have it?
I have her number already.
All right,
so
call
I'll
her.
contact her tomorrow.
Call Pat and let her take a look at the documents, and she'll go through it and give you an honest assessment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
you, ma'am.
Okay. Real quick, your website, phone number, fax, whatever, and let's close it out.
Once again, our website is familytreeagency.org, and the phone number is area code 313-962-2329.
This agency is going to help you save your home. If you qualify, you must have some income.
Yes.
I'm sorry we didn't mention, you need to have some income, and they can save your home on property taxes if your house is paid for, or if you owe property taxes and foreclosure, they can help you up to 30 grand. Is that accumulatively?
Yes.
Okay. So if you owe 20 grand on your house in arrearage and 10,000 in taxes, they can help you. You don't owe them any money. This is a suit settled with the government, United States Treasury. So you'll hear more about this. I want to say good night to you. Thank you for all my calls, all the calls to us tonight, and thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm glad that you were here tonight. All right, we'll say good night till next week. Until then, have a safe week. Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on TV 33. Join me, Barry Ross, on Mixing It Up. We'll feature informative community organizations that will offer solutions to Wayne County residents in reference to employment, safety, and security within neighborhoods, job training, education, and mentoring programs. Remember, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Join me, Barry Ross, Mixing It Up on TV 33.